Hi there, I'm Dr. Jack Belitz, and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. I'm Dr. Jack Belitz, your host, chiropractor here in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm not here trying to give you medical advice, merely giving you information that is easily accessible to you, but you might not take the time to get by yourself. And that information is something that you can use however you want to help you make better choices for yourself or your family. Okay. So today's topic is seasonal allergies because, quite frankly, this is the time of year that I usually am on my back. Ever since I was in grade school, I would get hay fever symptoms in late August, early September. I couldn't, my eyes were watery, I'd be sneezing. I mean, it was just insane. My parents, God love them, very natural people, but you know, they even gave me real medication to try to overcome this. Of course, all that did was put me to sleep in school, so that was kind of a fail. But I mean, nothing seemed to help. Well, over the last few years, I've really done an amazing job of turning that corner. And this year, I am noticing some even bigger differences than I ever have before. So I did do something new earlier this, or a couple months ago, or 2 months ago now. And I think that might have an effect on what's going on here. And so that is the topic of this show. So to start off with, the more and more I learn about gut bacteria, the more I wonder if there's anything out there that it can't help. I mean, it is absolutely insane. So let's bring that to the topic that we're talking about here. When you have allergies, what is that? Well, it means that your immune system's kind of going crazy. All right, you've just got too much going on. It's fighting something that it thinks is a big problem, but it's really not. And it just doesn't know the difference. So it just gives you tired, it gives you sneezy. I mean, it just takes everything out of you because your immune system is hyperactive. So what there was the theory of is that if you have proper gut bacteria, it would affect the number and amount of T cells that are available to you. And T cells are how the immune system regulates. So sounded like a good theory to a bunch of scientists, so they did a study. And these researchers had 173 adults, and they were suffering from seasonal allergies at the time. What they did was they took half of these people and gave them daily probiotics, and the other half they gave a placebo. They did a whole bunch of studies before and after, and all kinds of questionnaires evaluating the severity of the symptoms, and they even took stool samples so they could analyze the gut bacteria that was in there so they could notice any changes in that. And so after 8 weeks, so it's a pretty long study, they came to the conclusion that the group that had the probiotics showed improvements in their quality of life compared to the placebo group. In particular, their nose-related allergy symptoms had definitely decreased. So that's one way of stating, okay, now we've got some scientific evidence for this. So let me give you some non-scientific evidence for this. Okay, a couple of months ago now, I was at a seminar. A new product came out. I thought, wow, this is something that's going to be cool for my patients. However, it came from a company that I wasn't familiar with. That doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means I wasn't familiar with them. And so before I was going to pawn this off on my patients, I figured, wow, you better try it yourself. And so I did. And I'll get into this at depth with you at some time, not a big deal, but it's a way of delivering probiotics that they aren't live when they do it. They're in the spore form. So in other words, they don't need as much protection like putting in a refrigerator and things like that. They can get through the stomach acid without being killed, all kinds of fun, fancy stuff. But regardless, that has nothing to do with either here or there. I have been on a rather increased dosage of probiotics now for about a month and a half. And I will tell you, it is now more than halfway through September, and usually by mid-August, I've already started seeing some symptoms, and I don't even realize it's that time of year. So I don't have any idea if this is just a weird year where there isn't quite as much going on in the atmosphere right now. Maybe it's still coming. I have no idea. All I know is I feel amazingly different than I normally do at this point. I mean, usually at this point, I'm like struggling to get through a day of work, and I will go home and just go lay down. I'll have the air conditioner on so I don't have any of that pollen in the air. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, all my windows open. It's insane how my house is right now. So I'm excited about that. I think it's pretty cool. Now, here's the thing about this. The type of probiotic that you are taking is incredibly important. There are so many probiotics out there that aren't going to give you any positiveness whatsoever. It's how they're packaged, how they're delivered. I mean, all kinds of crazy things. Alone in this office, we have 3 different types of probiotics that, depending on what you need them for, we would give you the right one. So, it's a pretty serious thing. It's not just go to the store, grab some probiotics, and hope for the best. So you definitely want some help and some care in choosing that regimen for yourself and getting on the right amount. But safe to say that there is some statistical evidence right here, and you've got some real life experience sitting right in front of you right now, and I think this could be really cool. So it's definitely going to be something I'm going to be working on with my patients who suffer from this. I think it's really awesome stuff. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Ask Dr. Jack show. We're here to answer the questions that you ask. I mean, that's our whole purpose here. So if you have a question that you would like me to answer for you, please email me at askdrjackb, that's B-E-E, @gmail.com, or go ahead and call the office at 402-333-4848. And you can propose your question, or if you'd like to come in and find out if a probiotic might be helpful for you, or if anything might be helpful for your type of condition, no matter what it is, feel free to use that number. That's 402-333-4848, or just stop in the office and ask in person. I love it that way anyway. I hope you have an awesome and incredible day today, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Ask Dr. Jack show.